Hey guys, I am Foxtrot Delta, and welcome back to Space Engineers again, 2 days in a row. I know that is crazy, but I have another ship I want to show you. Yesterday I showed you the Resilient class cruiser, and today I'm going to show you something else. So we are once again in our little work bee type utility vehicle. I'm going to turn off that headlight there, and I'm going to show you something I've been working on for the last few days. I just got it done. I'm still tweaking it just a little bit to add some finishing touches, and it is not as glamorous or really refined as the Resilient class cruiser, but it is practical, it is small, and it will work. And I do like it a lot. It looks very cool. So let's just turn around into the sun, and there it is down there. That is the Independence class destroyer. I named that one the Ticonderoga, just because I could. If we go down, you'll see why I think it looks so cool. Not only does it have that little module on top, but it has that gigantic main deflector. This is supposed to be from the Next Generation era. It's a smaller vessel, so it's not made to be like a giant exploration class, or not exploration class, but it's not supposed to be a ship made for exploration necessarily, not like the Galaxy class. It's supposed to be there to just support whatever fleet it's with and get the job done. You can see there's the deflector. Let's not crash into it. There is a jump drive directly ahead of us. The nacelles are right here, and you can see it has the blue strips along the sides of the nacelles. It's so cool. It's so cool. Let's circle around. If I can. There we go. There it is. There are those cool blue side strips that you see in the Next Generation. They're so neat. Like I said, this vessel took me quite a few days to put together, actually. I was trying to get it just right. I only just adjusted the hull design again yesterday on the primary hull, because I didn't think it was quite rounded enough. But I am happy with the way it turned out. It is very small, so as you can imagine, everything is very densely packed inside. It was difficult to fit everything in there that I had to. So let's go to the aft section of the ship. Let's land in the shuttle bay like we did on the other one. You can see this thing's armament consists of interior turrets and missile turrets. So it's not as heavy hitting as some ships as far as their turrets go, but it does have missiles, and it does have that giant torpedo pod on top. Well, torpedoes in quotes. It's more of just a rocket pod, but let's just pretend they're photon torpedoes. Okay, now this ship, even though it's my smallest Star Trek ship anyway, has the largest, or at least, well, maybe not largest, but tallest hangar, because not only does it have a very wide area to fit ships in, but it also has doors integrated into the top and bottom, so when this thing opens, it gives a lot more space. So, and I'll show you what I mean in a second, because maybe that didn't make much sense, but I don't know how to word it quite, so let's head inside. Hopefully this'll fit. Yeah, it doesn't have much space inside, but you can fit small ships in here if you need to. Let's actually shift this over to one side, set her down. There we go. It's docked. Let's turn that off. Okay. So we are in there. Oh yeah, this thing, you can fit 2 or 3 of these in here probably. Well, you can fit 2 of them comfortably. So a small attack craft would fit inside this bay. And it doesn't even have to be sitting this way. It could go sideways too. Let's grab this again. Okay. Let's turn on the power. Turn that off. Let's actually just move this guy over here. There we go. So yeah, there's a lot of space in here than you would think. So if I close this, now you can see why this hangar is so different compared to my other ones. The other ones were just a single layer of doors. This one has 3 coming in from the side, and then 2 from the top and bottom to really give it the nice wide opening. So that is pretty cool. As you can see, it's perfect for a ship of this size, and complexity, and even larger ones could fit in there. So let's continue. This is the main shuttle bay, as you can already guess. There are no fancy control stations. There wasn't enough room, but we do have air hooked up. We have ventilation in all areas of the ship, except for... No, I think actually all areas of the ship have air in them, piped into them. So we have the nice blue lighting. And right here, this might be a weakness. Right here is where the hydrogen connects to the nacelles. So if anything is damaged in here, if you bump into the wall the wrong way, you're going to permanently damage the flow to the nacelles. So you could lose a nacelle easily if something explodes in here. But alright, so let's continue on our way. We have no fancy airlock here, just 2 doors. Close them. That should keep everything airtight. And we go in here. This is... Well, sadly, this is main engineering. It was a little bit more spacious before, but there just was not enough room. There is enough room to walk around and do basic things like, I don't know, check the reactor in here. There's only 1, I think, or are there 2? I think it's just, I think it is just 1. Hold on, let's check that. Okay, there's 1 large reactor and several smaller reactors farther up above somewhere. Yeah, and there is 1 control seat right here. Now this does have a main cockpit. This is not the main cockpit, but as you can see, this section of the hull is not really made for the crew spending a lot of time down here. This is just for, you know, basic maintenance and utility purposes. Yeah, there's an air vent. If we go up, we can go up in here. This is where people will spend most of their time in the primary hull of the ship. Things are a little bit more well lit here. It's not as large as the inside of the Resilient class, and there aren't as many lights. I didn't want as many lights because they tend to conflict with each other and cause flickering effects, and then that might even lag the game a little bit. So I wanted everything to be as simple as I could and still functional. So we have this main area of the primary hull. If we go left, you can see we have... Actually, let's go back here. Okay, that is just the other elevator. Let's go back here. So we have the port auxiliary control room. No lighting. No, well, nothing of any kind really in here except for a control seat. We have a refinery on that side, and I believe there is a second refinery also integrated into the ship. Yep, we have another one over there, another control seat. Now, strangely enough, these 2 rooms on the vessel are not airtight compared to the rest. They are very vulnerable to the exterior being damaged. So, like I said, they are auxiliary control rooms, not really made for people to spend most of their time, and they're just in case of emergencies, like if the bridge is suddenly gone, you go in there. Right here, we go to the right, you can see we have the Cryo Pods. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. So, not that many, but like I said, this is a small ship, very easy to control with a small crew. Now, just because there are 4 Cryo Pods does not mean that this thing can only hold 4 people. You could have a lot of people on this. It's just that they can't all sleep at the same time. So you can have several shifts rotating around. Maybe, I don't know, 3 shifts of 4, so you could have 12 crew members on board. Now, in reality, in the actual Star Trek universe, I'm sure there'd be a lot more crew accommodations, but this is Space Engineers, and I wanted this to be nice and compact, so there are only 4 beds. Continuing, we have the medical bay, which is right here. And then further forward is the observation lounge / 10 forward area / get your meals here. And there isn't much here. There's a lot of open space to just do whatever you want, really. And you can see there are actually, let's see, we have 5, 9, we have 10 seats in total in this one room. So, like I said, this is not a ship for only 4 people. You can have multiple people on board, and everyone can sit there just fine. Let's go to this side. I apologize for the poor lighting in this area. Like I said, I didn't want to overload the game as far as the lights go. And if we go through here, ooh, here is the... Is this the port? Yeah, this is the port, you know, gyroscope control room. And on the other side of this wall is the auxiliary control room, and these 2 rooms are connected as far as their air supply goes. One is not independent from the other, so if you have a breach in here, it will affect the auxiliary control room, because I guess refineries are not airtight. Who knew? Also, you know, there's all the gyroscopes that aren't airtight either. Let's continue moving back here, and I think we skipped right over, yes, the airlock, which isn't a real airlock. But it's close enough. It'll keep air out and keep air in. Let's go out here. There it is, Ticonderoga. Now, before I put this on the workshop, I think I will add more lights, make things a little bit easier to see and navigate with. It's still in development to the point where I'm working out the bugs. As a matter of fact, earlier in this video, I noticed that something was wrong, so I briefly adjusted that as well. So I still have some changes to make, but I'm very happy with the way it's turned out so far. Let's go this way. The only way to access the bridge from the airlocks is to go up into this front room and enter the main hall through here. Everything else on either side is all conveyor junctions and conveyor tubes and necessary pieces of equipment. Okay, so let's go up here. The bridge is right through here. It's pretty small, only 3 chairs, but it is double layered like the Resilient class. And the floor, I believe, is also the floor. I mean, yes, the floor is the floor. The floor is also made out of heavy armor, not light armor. So if something punches through down below, this thing should survive. And the ceiling is also heavy armor, the only catch to this being that the armor is half as thick as the armor on the Resilient as far as the ceiling goes here. Those are half armor blocks. Because I didn't want it to stick out too far, otherwise it would look ridiculous. Okay, so as you can tell, the jump drives are in the underneath section of the hull. I will briefly cut to my spectator camera and take a look at that. And that's because they would not fit in the nacelles. The nacelles are simply just not wide enough. You can see we also have backwards thrust hiding in the nacelles to assist us there. Oh, and look at how cool that is from this angle. Definitely one of my cooler designs on the exterior. The interior leaves a little bit to be desired, but I did what I could with the space that I had. So we have the jump drives down here. They could not fit. Where are they? They could not fit in the actual nacelles, so I put them underneath just to give a futuristic kind of look to this vessel. Because I think that looks really neat, having them right there. And maybe them being exposed isn't such a great idea, but they give off, like I said, that futuristic feel. Right here, where all these catwalks are, this thin plating is actually covering the refinery on that side, and also the refinery on this side. It goes right up to the outer hull, so I covered it in really thin catwalks. We have 4 missile turrets in total, and a whole bunch of interior turrets ready to go. If I go back here, you can see we have this. And what this is, like I said, is that external torpedo / rocket pod that I installed. And one of the reasons was because I didn't want this to look too much like an Intrepid class starship, because I wanted it to be something different. Because honestly, look at that. That looks like the Voyager, except for the fact that its nacelles are tilted down instead of horizontal. But it does look a lot like the Voyager, and I wanted that to be just completely different, so I added this other pod on top. And also, a secret hiding inside of this pod is it is not only for weapons. Sure, the weapons are nice, but it actually is for maneuverability as well. We have forward and rear thrusters hiding in here to help us speed up and slow down. And yeah, that would not have been possible without having this up here, as well as more in the back. If this was not here, this ship would be a lot less maneuverable than it currently is. We have a connector on the side here, another connector on the side there. Everything is hooked up through the conveyor system. The entire ship is one unit, and I like that a lot. I also love this main deflector. I spent a lot of time trying to get it right, and I think I did a pretty darn good job at making it look like next generation technology. The only thing that kind of looks confusing is this shuttle bay section. It's very angular compared to everything else, but I don't see that as being a problem. It's just something different. Also, these bulges at the bottom and the top are where those hangar bay doors are situated. You can see one right there. That's where it begins, because there just wasn't enough room in the actual hull. But I think it adds just another level of realism to this hull design. It's not one straight, continuous shape. It has sort of modular effects to it that look like they serve a purpose. And in this case, they actually do serve a purpose. That's where the doors are housed. So, is there anything that I missed? I don't think so, but let's see how it flies, why don't we? So let's grab our player here. We can accelerate forward pretty fast. We have all of those forward thrusters. We can also decelerate at a decent pace, especially if I hold down the key. And like all of my other designs, it has very good upward and downward thrust. This thing can support itself flying upside down. It can also support itself on Earth pointed straight up, but it can't support itself on Earth in Earth gravity pointing straight down. There are not enough rear thrusters, but I tried my best to add as many rear thrusters as I possibly could. Also, another aspect of this vessel, which is different than my other designs, is that while the Resilient class did have a rocket/torpedo control room and torpedo launchers you could fire from the bridge, this has, what is it, 7 of them? Yeah, we have 7 rocket launchers that we can fire with the press of a button, so this is made to do some serious damage to your target. It fires just a wall of rockets, as compared to my Resilient class, which really, it only has 2, which I didn't actually demonstrate in my video, but you can go check it out if you want. You can clearly see that there are 2, and they do fire normally. So this is made to do a lot of damage, and I think it is a very effective design for space engineers as far as Star Trek ships go. I will continue to update it before I release it on the workshop. There are some things I had to change regarding the lighting and the way some doors are situated in the hull, and just the way it looks in general is a little sparse still, but I will make sure to flesh everything out and make it look like a nice futuristic vessel that it is supposed to be. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video of Space Engineers, where I showed you guys the Independence class cruiser, the NCC 2461 USS Ticonderoga. There we go. Let's go back through main engineering, or the only engineering. Well, before I finish off, I want to show you guys just why there isn't that much room in the ship to walk around, and that is because of, well, all of the stuff that is packed inside of the primary hull. If I can get a nice view inside the hull here, you can actually see where everything is. Let's see. Where's a nice piece of armor I can look through? Not this one, not this. Okay, so right here, you can see all of the hydrogen generation, and let's see, there are also oxygen storage tanks attached somewhere in there, as well as 2 large hydrogen tanks in the hull. That's why these areas are raised up, because they're carrying these gigantic hydrogen tanks. So if you're looking for a weakness to this ship, concentrate your fire right here, and you will disable every critical system on board, including the air and hydrogen supply. But if you're on the business end of this machine, you find yourself facing this down, be warned, there are a lot of rockets ready to tear you to shreds. So that is why there's just so much stuff being used up, because everything is connected, everything is hooked up. We have all kinds of gadgets just sitting inside this ship. All of the hydrogen and oxygen containers, the jump drives, it takes a lot of space, and I had to sacrifice some of the walking space for actual necessary space. So, as I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, well then please be sure to leave the video a like, and if you are not subscribed but you want to see more Space Engineers, well then please subscribe. And I do plan to record more Space Engineers in the future. I do love this game. I play it a lot in my spare time. If for whatever reason, however, you guys did not enjoy the video, I do apologize for that. And I ask that you leave a comment in the comments section and let me know what it is that I can do to improve the next videos that I produce, so that hopefully you guys will find some entertainment when watching them. And as I mentioned before, if you want to see anything specifically in Space Engineers, I'm not sure what it is that I could do, because I'm not that great as far as my building skills, and, well, I'm just not that great with any skills in Space Engineers, really. I've never even done survival. But leave a suggestion in the comments section. Let me know what you guys want to see, because as you can tell, I do try to build things when I have the time, and I think I've done a pretty good job. So yeah, as always, I am Foxtrot Delta. I hope that you guys are having an absolutely fantastic day, and I will see you next time.